Mr. Hill, and I'm just going to do a quick little tutorial on how to put together an assignment using Desmos. So first of all, I want to show you a quick little thing. If you go to Desmos, we're just in desmos.com. In the search option, you can type in Scatterplots. Okay, and this first link that comes up is a great little step-by-step tutorial on how to create a scatter plot, and that'll be useful for some of the activities and the assignment that you have to complete. Okay, so great support there. Now, in Desmos, I also took the opportunity to create a sample scatter plot graph. Okay, now one of the things that you had to look at was age and reaction times. So you'll see that I have reaction times here on the y-axis and age on the x-axis, and I created some sample data. Okay, and some of the assumptions that I made that in your 20s you can roughly say that your reaction time is probably your quickest. As you get into your 30s, it might increase a little bit, so that your reaction time is a little bit slower. If it's slower, that would mean that the seconds would increase. Okay, and then as you got into your 50s, right, then your reaction time would be even slower. Okay, this one right here, 32 at 2.5 seconds. You'll see that that's what we would call maybe an outlier, right? Because it's faster than something that you would see in your 20s, but there's lots of people out there that maintain their reaction time as they get older. Okay, so I created that data. You can create your own, and you see that my reaction time is in seconds. This is my Y, and my age, I'm just going in chronological order here, starting in my 20s, and that's my X. Okay, now once you're happy with everything, Desmos has a really nice feature to be able to export your graphs. I know I mentioned using a screenshot tool, but you can also use some of the tools built into Desmos. Okay, so I went ahead and I have Google Docs open over here, so I'm going to create a blank Google Doc, and I'm just going to go call this my sample Desmos assignment. Okay, and we'll go back to Desmos. Okay, now once I'm happy with my graph, right, you can kind of zoom in. So as you start, if you're very close, right, you might see, that your graph is your points aren't on the graph. That's because we started at 20. Okay, so if you zoom out, you'll be able to see some of your points, and that will make it a little bit nicer to look at. Okay, if you click the wrench, okay, we have some options for labeling our graph. So I labeled the X here and reaction times here. Okay, so that's a place where you can label your graphs. When you're happy with the way it looks, we can use this little share graph feature. Okay, if you click on it, it gives you the option of copying this link. It's always great to include that link, so I'm going to copy that right off the bat, and I'm going to throw it in to into my assignment. Okay, so there's the link. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the graph. Okay, so I can use this export image. Now I like the medium square, but you can go ahead and you can play with some of the sizes. Here's a small square. I think that's too hard to see the points. Medium is a little bit better. So we have a medium square. It's a nice size for me to read. We can go thin points, a little easier to react. But I think that medium size with a medium square is a nice size. So I'm going to go to download PNG. For me, that goes to my download section. Okay, and back in Google Docs, I can go to insert my graph of age versus reaction times. Okay, and one of the things I'll do here is I can go to insert image, and I'm going to upload it from my computer. And for me, it was in my downloads. So here's my Desmos graph 2 that I just downloaded. Choose, and you'll see it puts it into Google Docs, but it's quite big. So I'm going to click on it, grab the corner, I hold Shift, and it will actually maintain the constraints, the size, so it doesn't change. Doesn't look weird. Okay, and there you go. We got a nice looking graph inside a document. Okay, now this is what I mean by using these tools to create the graphs that you need to create your assignments. Don't send me individual links to all these things. One of the things that we could also do is perhaps use a screen capture tool. Okay, now perhaps you want to include the data that you included. So I'm using a screen capture tool on my computer. So I'm gonna use that, and you'll see I do a quick little screenshot of that. You know, you might be using a different tool than me. That's fine. But this is how I would do it. Okay, so there's my screen capture tool. I can hit capture, and for me, that saves it right to the desktop. Okay, so you have to know where your screen capture tools save your images. Now, if I want to insert that into my document, I can probably fit it right beside my graph. But we can go here and I go to insert, image, upload from computer, and for me I save that screenshot onto my desktop. Okay, and there you go. And once again, it's really big, so I can click on it, hit shift, grab the top corner, and start reducing the size. Okay, and there you go. I've made it nice and small enough for it to fit next to, okay, next to the graph. Maybe I'll put a little space in here, and there you go. Okay, so there's something that we created. There's a link just in case it doesn't, it doesn't work, but this is how to properly format some of your work using an external tool like Desmos and a screen capture tool and Google Docs. Okay, when you're happy with it, you go File, download as a PDF. Okay, and that's what you would, right? That's what you would submit to your um, to the Dropbox, to the assignment Dropbox when you're ready, when you've completed all your work and it's labeled and formatted nicely. Little things like titles are great. Title of assignment. Okay. And okay. And dates are also good. Name. Those little things go a long way for making your assignment look complete and professional, and I appreciate all these little details. Okay, I hope that helps, and please try to stick to my rules. I sound kind of firm, I guess, when I'm recommending that you do certain things, but it's the proper way to use technology in an online learning environment, so that it guarantees that your assignments look the way they should when you submit them to me. Okay, I hope that helps, and keep plugging away.